I'm Manouk Akopyan. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to our partners, personal injury attorney Nelson Gavorkian. We have Sean Gibbons here, who's getting ready to get Isaac Cruz back into the ring, rebound fight, fresh off of the fight against Jose Valenzuela. What are you looking to see out of Isaac Cruz in this fight as he looks to get back into the win column?
Pitbull Mania is back. The styles make fights. This is a fight that is friendly for the fans, friendly for Isaac and Angel Fierro, and it excites me. Previously with a guy like Rayo, styles terrible, running, moving. This is old Mexican style. This is like Arturo Gatti, Mexican Arturo Gatti. This is Ward Gatti. This is Morales Barrera. This is Salido type fights. When I'm excited, it's going to be a good fight and a good night.
It seems like matchmaking is the secret and the sauce for Isaac Cruz, because if the dance partner across from him makes things complicated, the fight doesn't look good. He naturally gets out of rhythm. We saw it with Giovanni Cabrera as well too. Is that kind of going to be the big thing moving forward, finding the right opponents for Isaac Cruz?
I think that's with everybody. That's with a lot of fighters, man.
Right.
I've seen it with Miguel Vasquez when he fought good fighters and made them lose. I've seen it with Mickey Ward. I've seen it with Eric Morales when he fought Zaire Rahim. So the matchmaking is everything. And that's really what the fans want to see. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to come and see one guy running, boxing, moving, when you can come and see two guys just throwing down. Like Morales Barrera against Salido Bandito. As a matchmaker, I take full blame for the Giovanni Cabrera fight, which Isaac won, I thought, pretty easy. I thought he beat Rayo, which I thought was going to be a totally different style. But you just don't need it. It's just not fun for the sport. It's like if I go to a party and it's a shitty party, I'm not coming back. So that wasn't a great party. I feel we won the fight. To steal a line from my good friend Tom Loeffler, we won the fight. We just didn't win the decision. So moving forward in 2025, it's all about making fights that people want to see. And starting with Angel Fierro, who don't sleep on Angel Fierro. Don't, just because people don't know him a lot or have seen him, the guy comes to rumble. Eric Morales trained him. Eric Morales turned him pro. Eric Morales promoted him. Eric still works with him a little. So if we get by that fight, then it's Gervonta Davis, then it's Ryan Garcia, and any other guy that just wants to come and fight. Because that's what Isaac does, man. He's a Mexican. They come to fight.
140 is wide open right now. It seems like anyone can lose on any given night.
Yeah.
You mentioned Tank, you mentioned Ryan Garcia. Is that kind of what you have your eye on right afterwards?
Absolutely. Ryan is potentially going to do an exhibition in Japan. He's going to have his comeback fight in April. So bam, let's do it right after that. Perfect timing. Isaac fights, he fights. Tank's having his fight. Because if you look at Tank, he's very limited with opponents. And it's not Tank's fault. He's getting a lot of criticism because he can't make the fights he wanted. He can't make the Lomachenkos. Can't make not that anybody wants to see Shakur Stevens. So his pool of talent that the fight fans want to see is very limited. And I can tell you, for the last 3 years, 4 years, since they fought the first time here, December 21, everywhere I go, in the United States, Mexico, there's one fight they talk about, Gervonta Davis, Pitbull Cruz. That's it.
It seems now weight would be an issue with a Tank fight. He would probably have to get back to 135, and then with Ryan Garcia, he might have to go back to He might have to go up to 147. So is he comfortable?
Here's the beauty. He's very versatile. Very versatile. When you get the fights you want, you have to make sacrifices. He can get to 35, no problem. Ryan, be happy to give him 5 pounds leeway. If he can come in at 45. So yeah, Isaac's in a perfect weight division. He's right in the middle, that he can come down either way. He would come down in a heartbeat for Gervonta Davis,
The fight, they obviously have both lost to Gervonta. There was some conversations a couple of years ago with Ryan Garcia, just never crossed the finish line. Is it a now or never situation, you think, with Ryan now?
We got very close to getting it done before we fought Rolly. And I don't see any obstacles. Ryan, of course, has to get through his fight, his exhibition in Japan, do his comeback fight, and I don't see any obstacles. I think it's very makeable. And Gervonta is very makeable. He fights under PBC. Thank you, Al Heyman, for everything you do. But that fight's right there, and I don't know why Gervonta. Well, I do know why, because he remembers it was a tough fight. It was a really tough fight. He knows that this guy can take a punch, and his style is always going to be perfect for Gervonta because they match up so well physically. So I think those fights can be made. I really do.
Do you? You mentioned some of the names. Do you? Are fights like Haney, Lopez, Stevenson? Do those, with the matchmaking conundrum you talked about, are those even a possibility?
I see a fight like a Teofimo Lopez. That could definitely be a possibility because he stands and fights. He's there. He's got nice little moves. He pivots. He boxes, but he'll fight you. No interest in Devin Haney. No interest in Shakur Stevens. It's just not great styles.
You talked about the exhibition. Senator Manny Pacquiao most recently was in an exhibition. How does he feel afterwards from the performance?
Manny, he didn't look as good because of a lot of things behind the scenes that went into it. He didn't overly prepare for it. He thought he was fighting someone else, ended up fighting a bigger guy. But, he felt great. What else can you do? It's an exhibition. He was there just to move around. The other guy thought it was a real fight. He came to make a name off of Manny. So,
right.
And Manny still easily just cruised through the thing for a guy that got off the couch and went through, basically 3 rounds.
And Ryan is now going to be fighting him. He's saying to get revenge for Manny.
I don't think it's as much of revenge for Manny. It's just keeping Ryan having something to do for
Right.
Christmas. Maybe keep him sober, not drinking through the holidays, which is good. Even though when he trained for the Haney fight, he said he was drinking. So I hope the best for Ryan. I hope he can control what he needs to control so we can get to making a fight with him in Pitbull or, whatever may come.
Manny will be turning 45 years old in December.
Yep.
Is the comeback still in play?
Well, he's running for Senate in February. So, if he gets something by January 31st of 2025, he's ready to rumble. If not, he's running for Senate February 11th till May 11th. So I don't know what's going to happen after that.
Mario Barrios, that was on the table, and he went the Abel Ramos route. Is that?
You know what? I told Manny that was the fight to make. Things got in the way, certain people in his ear. That's still possible. Still possible. It could happen. It could happen in June, July, August. One last one, because Barrios is the perfect guy.
So we potentially could have one more fight with Manny sometime mid next year. Is that
possible?
Is that kind of like the final cutoff period?
With Manny, you got to talk to Manny. He could be fighting until he's 50. All right, man. I got to run.